Greetings, my name is Ola Halash. I'm working as a business analyst at quintagroup. In this presentation about price quotation procedure, I will cover following topics. A few words about our company, what do we do, and what our expertise is. Then about the project, why it is needed, little about background and how it was initiated. Then I will describe project goals, what are we aiming at and what we will achieve. And in conclusion, I will tell you about how price quotation actually works. So who are we? quintagroup is information technology solutions company working with procurement, auctions, and custom software development on the international market since 2003. We are at the leading edge in providing a full life cycle of software development services focused on functionality, user-friendliness, and achieving business goals. So as an example of our expertise, we have an open procurement toolkit, which is designed by quintagroup specifically for the procurement of goods and services. Open procurement was initially developed for Prozorro, which is our other project. Prozorro, Ukrainian electronic public procurement system, transforms governmental tender processes into electronic format. We will talk about it more in the course of this presentation. As well, it is Prozorro Sales, which is a deposit guarantee fund system that organizes a sale of assets belonging to insolvent or liquidated banks and sale of non-performing loans. As the last example, it is implementation of open contracting data standards for datasets of Georgian e-procurement system, providing comprehensive data for tracking and analysis. For the past years, our company has been working as a consultant for European Bank of Reconstruction and Development, providing our expertise in development of various IT tools. So what is price quotation? It's a new and simple approach to below-threshold procurement. It will be a new procedure type in Ukrainian e-procurement platform called Prozorro. Let me tell you a few words about Prozorro, which would give you understanding about the client and where the project would take place. So Prozorro is a hybrid electronic open source government procurement system created as a result of a partnership between businesses, government, and civil society. It is a fully online public procurement platform which works in collaboration with local private marketplaces to ensure open access to public procurement in Ukraine. E-procurement system Prozorro, introduced as a mandatory by the law on public procurement in 2016, and is obligatory to use by contracting authorities in the public procurement sector. In 2019, around 29,000 contracting authorities used Prozorro system to conduct approximately 1.4 million procedures. Around 160,000 economic operators participated in various types of procurement, providing significant amount of savings in public procurement. So what this project is about and how do we get to its implementation? In September 2018, the Ukraine Parliament approved bill on amendments to the law of Ukraine on public procurement and some other legislative acts of Ukraine regarding refinement of public procurements. Under these changes, the government obligated Ukrainian contracting authorities to conduct procurements for below threshold through request for quotations. In the course of these changes, Ministry of Economic Development, Trade and Agriculture of Ukraine and its subordinate body state-owned enterprise Prozorro requested support from European Bank of Reconstruction and Development in implementation of a digital procurement process for contracting authorities which would cover requirements of the new law. So where are we now? How many below-threshold procedures were conducted in 2019? For the past years in Ukraine, there was conducted around 330,000 procedures with an expected value of 5.5 billion euros and savings around 108 million euros. In 2019, around 26,000 contracting authorities used current procedures for below-threshold procurement. Among such contracting authorities are state enterprises, limited liability companies, joint stock companies, municipalities, and others. Around 90,000 economic operators used Prozorro e-procurement system to bid with an average participation ratio of 2 bidders per tender. At this moment, contracting authorities in Ukraine are obligated to use simplified below-threshold tender with auction for purchases from 50 to 200,000 Ukrainian hryvnias, which is approximately 1.7 to 6.7 thousand euros. So we understand that there should be an automated digital procurement process which would provide a fast and simple approach to conduct below-threshold procurement. How it is working now? In order to announce simplified below-threshold tender, contracting authorities need to prepare and upload tender documentation into the system. We should specify the requirements for the subject of procurement, requirements for the economic operator, the expected cost of procurement and other information related to simplified procurement, as well as determine the eligibility criteria for selecting the winner. So wouldn't it be great to reduce the amount of work for contracting authorities in order to create below threshold tender? Life cycle of simplified below threshold tender takes 10 plus business days on average, since the deadline for submission of proposal may not be less than 5 business days from announcement. Considering tender preparation and contracting process, it takes at least 6 business days to finish tender. So wouldn't it be nice to shorten tender life cycle for below threshold procurement? Simplified below threshold tender foresee reversed English auction. After end of inquiry period, system automatically plans auction time, and the economic operator required to be present at specific time in order to bid. Needless to say, economic operator should analyze the requirements and prepare bid documentation according to eligibility criteria defined by contracting authority, which consumes significant time and cost a lot of efforts. So wouldn't it be beneficial for contracting authorities to skip auction and just request quotation? And wouldn't it be easier for economic operator to prepare a simple and standardized quotations and do not spend time for auction? In simplified below threshold tender, qualification process is manual and requires contracting authority to consistently check the received offers starting from the lowest offered price to the highest. If the economic operator's offer with the lowest price meets the requirements of eligibility criteria, the contracting authority needs to prepare and upload a document, confirm the decision, and select the offer as a winner, or disqualify bidder, providing disqualification protocol, which should be uploaded to the system. Wouldn't it be better if qualification process was automated and didn't require involvement of the contracting authority? Wouldn't it be better if only trustworthy economic operators could participate in tender and there was no need to check eligibility criteria? Simplified below threshold tender supports contract lifecycle in the form of manual preparation, physical signing, and uploading of the contract scanned copy in the system. Such approach requires extra time and effort for preparation, signing, and registration. Wouldn't it be more convenient to have standard contracts? And wouldn't it be easier to create, sign, and register contract digitally? Open tender with high amount of documentation provides a lot of possibilities to do mistakes, which means that such tenders are in close observation of civil society and control bodies. This increases stress for contracting authorities during tendering and awarding phases. So wouldn't it be great if there was no possibility to make mistakes? So, how it's working now? Simplified below threshold tender is obligatory procurement procedure with high administrative cost. And how we can improve it? For example, in price quotation procedure, we can use eCatalogue as a starting point and where products requirements are predefined to shorten quotation collection period to 2 working days, not 5, to not have a need in bidding documents, only product specification and price, to have suppliers pre-qualified with no awarding process or rather automatic selection of the winner, and to have e-contracting with the contract templates and all data pre-filled. So what our project goals are? It's streamline and simplify process for competitive below threshold procurement with request for quotations from eCatalogue. It is reduced the amount of administrative work for conducting tender and create a competitive and corruption-free environment in the field of public procurement, according to the amendments in Ukrainian public procurement law. Price quotation procedure is a straightforward, automated digital procurement process for contracting authorities from eCatalogue, powered by trustworthy suppliers and regulated by framework agreements. It is completed in a few stages. First stage is tender creation. Procedure is using predefined product profiles from eCatalogue, prepared by central purchasing bodies. Such profile contains all technical specification for the product and available by simply selecting from the list of profiles while creating tender. So what benefit it gives us? This eliminates the need for product specification preparation. It reduces time and efforts of tender publication for contracting authorities. Next stage is tendering process. After tender is published, system automatically informs economic operators who are qualified to eCatalogue about the tender, allowing them to submit quotation offers within tender period. Tender period for the price quotation may not be less than 2 business days from publishing tender notice and do not have auction part. So what are benefits of such standard process? Price quotation procedures allows to participate only trustworthy economic operators who are qualified to eCatalogue, which gives more trust to the system. Overall life cycle of price quotation procedure can take less than 3 days, including preparation of tender and contract signing. It has simpler bidding process for economic operator without participation in auction. And last stage is awarding. This procurement procedure allows economic operators to bid only if their quotation offers meets product requirements of eCatalogue profile. The awarding process itself automatically selects the tender winner based on the most economically advantageous offer. So what are our benefits over current solution? System configurations do not allow to submit bid unless it meets product requirements specified in profile. Combined with the qualification of economic operators, procedure eliminates need for contracting authority to check every offer for accordance to eligibility criteria. Automated winner selection grants transparency and competitive advantage for conducted procurement and reduce workload for contracting authorities. It is also worth to mention that price quotation procedure will have e-contracting. Prozorro e-contracting enables contracting authority to choose one of ready-to-use contract templates while preparing tender notice, automatically input contract data directly for the Prozorro tender process, retrieve additional information for the contract with the help of convenient and simple online forms, automatically obtain the final contract by Prozorro e-contracting system, and sign a contract and register it online. So, as a result, procedure looks in the following way. Contracting authority selects ready-to-use profile from eCatalogue, provides delivery details, and publishes tender. System automatically informs qualified suppliers about tender and start collecting quotations, while economic operators prepare and submit quotation offers. After that, automatically selecting offer with the most economically advantageous bid as the winner, where economic operator has option to confirm or decline this award. If he confirms the award, contracting authority and economic operator sign the contract, which economic operator takes to execution, and contracting authority register it to control organs. So what we will receive in the result? The highest competitiveness to complexity ratio among all Prozorro procurement methods, while keeping other Prozorro properties like transparency, data accuracy, and completeness. With the development of price quotation, Ukrainian procurement system receives a reduced administrative load on contracting authorities and economic operators. Simplified mechanisms for creating a below-threshold procurement procedure with much shorter life cycle, and automatic winner selection that leads to a more transparent and corruption-free way of conducting procurement. Thank you for your time and attention. Stay safe.